Good morning and welcome to our session today on mental health awareness. We're joined this morning by Dernay Cooley with TChat, and she'll be sharing some setting child and parent expectations for the school year. We're excited to kick off the school year with Calallen ISD and look forward to supporting the staff and students and parents as this year continues on. So I'll hand it over to Mrs. Cooley, and we look forward to the information she'll share with us.
Oh, thank you, Miss Floyd, for that introduction. And happy to be here with you guys this morning to share some information on setting child and parent expectations for the school year. So let me just get started here. I just want to say again that it's wonderful being here with you guys this morning. And thank you for allowing TChat to be a part of your ISD. And we thank you for your continued support. Today, we will be discussing setting child parent expectations for the school year. And some points we will discuss this morning are the importance of setting expectations for students, importance of setting expectations for parents, strategies for effective communication, setting realistic and flexible goals, and just some tools and resources that could possibly be used. So, setting expectations for children is critical as it provides a clear roadmap for their behavior, performance, and responsibilities. When children know what is expected of them, they can better understand their goals and how to achieve them. This clarity helps them stay focused, motivated, and accountable for their actions. Clear expectations also creates a structured environment where children feel secure, knowing the boundaries and standards they need to meet. And this sense of direction reduces confusion and helps them develop self-discipline and organizational skills, which are essential for academic success and personal growth. Moreover, setting expectations fosters open communication between children, parents, and teachers. It allows for constructive feedback and ensures that everyone is aligned in their efforts to support the child's development. When expectations are consistently communicated and reinforced, it builds trust and respect within the family and school community. This alignment helps in managing stress and avoiding misunderstandings, making it easier for children to navigate their responsibilities and challenges. Ultimately, well defined expectations contribute to a positive and supportive environment that nurtures a child's growth, confidence, and overall well being. And research has shown that children thrive on routine and structure. So, having consistent routines, rules, expectations, and boundaries helps them to feel safe, secure, and in control. When children know what to expect and understand what's expected of them, they are more likely to feel confident and capable. Setting expectations for children and students at the beginning of the school year is critical for several reasons. One, it provides structure and predictability. So clear expectations help students understand again, what is expected of them in terms of behavior, academic performance, and participation. And this predictability can make the school environment feel safer and more manageable. It fosters a positive learning environment. When expectations are set early, students are more likely to engage in positive behaviors, which contributes to a more respectful and focused classroom atmosphere. And this can help reduce disruptions and create a more conducive learning environment. It encourages accountability. By clearly outlining what is expected, children know what they need to do to succeed. This helps them take responsibility for their actions and decisions, which is a key part of developing good study habits and personal accountability. It helps in setting goals. Setting expectations allows children to understand the goals they need to achieve. This clarity can motivate them to work towards these goals and give them a sense of direction and purpose. It supports consistency. Constant expectations help children understand that rules and standards apply uniformly, which can reduce confusion and ensures fairness. And this consistency is important for building trust and respect. It also aids in managing behavior. Clear behavioral expectations helps children know how to act appropriately in different situations, and this can reduce instances of misbehavior and make it easier for teachers, and parents to manage kids at home and also in the classroom effectively. It facilitates communication. Setting expectations at the start of the year provides basis for ongoing communication between students, parents, and teachers. It helps everyone involved understand the goals and standards being worked towards, which can enhance collaboration and support. It promotes self efficacy. When children know what is expected and receive consistent feedback on their performance, they are more likely to develop self confidence in their abilities and a sense of self efficacy. Overall, setting expectations at the beginning of the school year lays the groundwork for a successful academic experience and helps create a positive, productive learning environment. Setting clear expectations for children at the start of the school year is essential for their success and well being. And, I'm going to talk about some practical examples of how to set and communicate these expectations effectively. So for academic expectations, something can be said like this year, we expect you to complete your homework on time. If you have any questions or need help, ask your teacher or, ask us, your parents right away. And, sharing a schedule or planner where they can track assignments and deadlines reinforces the importance of asking for help if needed. Um, for behavioral expectations, we expect you to be respectful to your teachers and classmates. This means listening when others are speaking and using polite words, and discuss specific behaviors like raising your hand before speaking or saying please and thank you. Sometimes for younger kids, it helps to role play these scenarios. For organizational skills, we want you to keep your backpack and school material organized. Make sure you pack everything you need the night before. It helps to create a checklist for daily packing, encourage them to set a routine for organizing their things and review it together regularly. My daughter, she's going to be 21 now, but, I remember going, as she was going through elementary school and middle school and even in, high school, it was a constant battle trying to get her, organized and prepared, the night before for, just making sure she had her backpack all packed and everything all ready to go. But, once we got into a habit of it, it really became a lot easier in the mornings to get her up and running, and it was a lot less incidents of her forgetting things that she needed at school for the next day. So, you know, um, this does really help with organizational skills and getting kids prepared, to start the school year and make it, hopefully a little less hectic in the mornings, getting them to ready to go off to school. With attendance and punctuality, it's important to be on time for school every day. Aim to arrive a few minutes early so you're settled in before class starts, and set a regular bedtime and morning routine, to ensure that kids are waking up on time. Use alarms or reminders as needed. And for extracurricular activities, if you're involved in any clubs or sports, mentioning to children that we expect you to balance these activities with your schoolwork, prioritize your responsibilities, and manage your time well. This helps them to create a balanced schedule that includes time for school activities and also for relaxation. And, discussing how to prioritize tasks is also important. For social skills, we expect you to be a good friend by sharing and being considerate of others' feelings. If you have a problem with a friend, try to talk it out calmly, discussing strategies for conflict resolution and the importance of empathy. Model positive social interactions is helpful as well. And, with health and well being, make sure to get enough sleep and eat healthy foods to stay energized for school. If you're feeling unwell, let us know and we can help you get better, whether it's your parent or a teacher if the child is in school. And for personal responsibility, reminding kids that they're responsible for keeping track of their schoolwork and personal items. And if you lose something, encourage them to try to find it, on their own. And problem solve a little bit before asking for help. But of course, if they need help, their teachers are available. Parents, definitely are available to help them strategize. Teach them strategies for keeping track of their belongings and staying organized. And, again, this helps encourage problem solving and also a sense of independence. Establishing a respect for school rules, following school rules, like, not using your cell phone during class or while you're in school and following the dress code. These rules help everyone learn better. It's important or it can be helpful to review the school rules with your child and discuss when each rule is important. Help them understand the consequences of not following these rules. And setting goals, let's set a goal for the school year, like improving your math grade or reading more books. And we'll check in regularly to see how you're doing. Work together to set specific, achievable goals, create a plan, and set up regular check ins to review progress and make adjustments. By providing clear, age appropriate expectations and offering support, you can help your child understand and meet these expectations, setting them up for a successful school year. So, that's setting expectations for students, but setting expectations for parents is also important. So setting expectations for parents is essential because it establishes clear guidelines for your role in supporting your child's education and development. When parents understand what is expected of them, such as maintaining regular communication with teachers, reinforcing academic goals, and providing a conducive home environment, they can effectively contribute to their child's success. Clear expectations help parents navigate their involvement in their child's schooling, ensuring they provide the right kind of support and advocacy without overstepping boundaries. And this alignment enhances their ability to collaborate with educators, address issues promptly, and support their child's needs more effectively. Additionally, setting expectations for parents helps create a consistent and unified approach to managing a child's education and behavior. It reduces the likelihood of misunderstandings and conflicts between home and school by ensuring that everyone is on the same page regarding goals and strategies. When parents know what to expect from the school and what the school expects from them, it fosters a more cooperative and harmonious relationship. And this clarity helps in balancing parental involvement with promoting the child's independence, leading to a more supportive and structured environment that benefits the child's overall development and academic achievement. So, setting expectations for parents at the beginning of the school year is equally important as setting them for children. And, some reasons why clarifies roles and responsibilities. By outlining what is expected from parents, schools can help parents understand their role in supporting their children's education. And this might include, attending parent teacher meetings, helping with homework, or reinforcing classroom behaviors at home. It enhances communication. Setting expectations helps establish a clear communication plan. Parents will know how and when to contact teachers, what information they will receive about their child's progress, and how to stay informed about school events and policies. It promotes collaboration. Clear expectations helps build a partnership between parents and teachers. When both parties understand their role and responsibilities, they can work together more effectively to support the student's academic and social development. It supports consistency. When parents are informed about classroom expectations and policies, they can better reinforce these at home. And this consistency between school and home can help students adapt more easily and follow through with expectations. It encourages parental involvement. Setting clear expectations can guide parents on how they can get involved in their child's education. And this might include volunteering in the classroom, um, participating in school events, or supporting extracurricular activities. It also helps in reducing misunderstandings. Clear expectations help prevent misunderstandings about school policies, grading systems, and behavioral standards. And this reduces potential conflict and ensures that parents and teachers are on the same page. It also forces a positive schooling climate. When parents understand the expectations set by the school, it contributes to a more positive and cohesive school environment. This alignment can enhance the overall experience for students and create a supportive community. It also helps to empower parents. Providing clear expectations equips parents with the information they need to effectively support their child's learning and development. And this empowerment can lead to more proactive and engaging parenting. It builds trust. Transparency about what is expected from parents helps build trust between the school and the families. When parents feel informed and involved, they are more likely to have confidence in the school and its programs. So, overall, setting expectations for parents is about creating a supportive and collaborative environment that benefits students' educational experiences. Clear communication and understanding between parents and school contribute to more effective support and a stronger partnership in the student's learning or journey. And setting clear expectations for parents at the start of the school year is critical for creating a supportive environment that benefits the child's educational experience. So, effective communication with children. Um, I just want to take a pause to see if anyone has any questions so far, any comments, or are we still good to go? Still okay?
Yes, I
Okay.
think so. And the information you've shared just are some good reminders of, as you were sharing the expectations with children,
Mhm.
for parents to, set those expectations, but not to give up on restating them or
Mhm.
helping them to really establish that habit for themselves. I know sometimes as my own children became older, we think, gosh, they should already know that, but truthfully, they need guidance and support to continue to establish, when you were mentioning the backpack being ready the night
Mhm.
before, just not giving up on that as you
Ex
continue had to have to reiterate it night after night, until they really pick up that habit and make it their
Mhm.
own.
And it may take a little while, for that to happen.
Yes.
So the consistency is very important. Mm. But effective communication with children, it hinges on clarity, empathy, and active listening. And to ensure messages are understood, use simple and direct language that is age appropriate. For instance, instead of saying something like you need to improve your behavior, saying something like please remember to raise your hand before speaking in class. This approach makes expectations clear and actionable. Additionally, actively listening to what children have to say, showing genuine interest in their thoughts and feelings. For example, if a child expresses frustration about a school project, acknowledge their feelings, and you can say something such as, "I can see that this project is really challenging for you. How about we break it down into smaller steps to make it easier?" Moreover, fostering an open dialogue encourages children to share their concerns and ideas, creates a supportive environment by asking open-ended questions like, what part of your day did you enjoy, the most? Or is there something you're worried about at school? And this approach helps children feel valued and heard, and it builds their confidence in communicating openly. Regular positive reinforcement also strengthens effective communication. Praising efforts and achievements, such as, I'm proud of how you handled that difficult situation, reinforces positive behavior and encourages ongoing dialogue. By contributing or combining clarity, empathy, and active listening, you create a communicative environment where children feel understood and supported. Effective communication with children about expectations is essential for their understanding and adherence. And, some key talking points to help ensure the message is clear and supportive. You want to be clear and specific. Let's talk about what we need to do this year. Here's exactly what I expect from you in terms of your schoolwork and behavior. I expect you to complete your homework every night and turn it in on time. These rules are here to help you succeed and to make sure everyone in the class can learn comfortably. We need you to follow rules about staying quiet during tests so everyone can concentrate and do their best. Um, Meeting these expectations will help you feel more confident and prepared for your class. If you keep up with your homework, you'll be better prepared for tests and feel less stress. You also want to set realistic goals. Let's set some goals that are challenging but achievable, and we can work on these together. How about aiming to finish your homework before dinner? We can adjust this if it becomes too much. You also want to encourage open dialogue. If you're ever unsure or struggling with something, it's important to let me know so we can figure it out together. If you're having trouble understanding your math homework, for example, tell me or your teacher so we can get, some help for you or help assist you. You want to highlight positive reinforcement. When you follow these expectations, we will recognize and celebrate your hard work. If you complete your homework on time for a whole month, we can, plan a fun activity together, or, we can engage in some type of activity, that that your child enjoys. Discuss consequences of not meeting expectations. If you don't meet these expectations, there will be some consequences, but we'll also look at how to improve and get back on track. If your homework isn't done, you might need to spend extra time working on it during the weekend. You also, it's important to reinforce teamwork and support. We're in this together, and I'm here to help you achieve these goals. Let's make sure we're both on the same page. I'll check in with you regularly to see how things are going. And if you need any help, I'm here to help, and we'll be able to work on this together. Review and adjust as needed. You know, um, We'll revisit these expectations periodically to see if they're working for you and to make adjustments if needed. So, let's talk about how this new routine is working for you after a few weeks and see if we need to make changes. And if we need to make changes, that's fine. And you can always readjust. And if things are going well, then, you can praise your child and you keep on, the same routine that's working. um, Model the expected behavior. I'll also follow these expectations and show you how we can stick to them together. I'm going to set aside time each evening to check in with you about your homework, and I'll make sure to keep my work organized as well. And just some additional things that may help with effective communication with children is using positive language. Frame expectations in a positive, encouraging way rather than focusing on negative outcomes. Be patient and supportive, understanding that it may take time for children to adjust to new expectations, and providing support, as they adapt. And, encourage self reflection. Help children reflect on their progress and how they can improve, fostering a sense of responsibility and ownership. By using these talking points, you can create a constructive dialogue that helps children understand and embrace expectations, leading to better outcomes and a more positive experience for everyone involved. So, setting realistic and flexible goals, smart goals. So, having realistic and flexible goals is important because it ensures that objectives are achievable and acceptable to change or adaptable to changing circumstances. Realistic goals are grounded in what is feasible given the current resources, skills, and time available, which helps prevent frustration and discouragement. For example, setting a goal for your child or a student to improve their math grade by one um, letter grade within a semester is more attainable than aiming for an unrealistic grade increase within a shorter period of time. This practical approach fosters a sense of accomplishment and maintains motivation as the goals are within reach and reflect the individual's actual capacity. Flexibility in goal setting allows for adjustments in response to unforeseen challenges or changes in priorities. Life and circumstances are unpredictable, and rigid goals can lead to unnecessary stress or a sense of failure when situations evolve and your child is not able to meet the goal that was said. So, for instance, if a child encounters unexpected difficulties in a subject, being able to modify the goals, such as extending the timeline or altering the approach, can help them to stay on track without feeling overwhelmed. And this adaptability promotes resilience and continuous progress, as it acknowledges that growth often involves navigating obstacles and reassessing goals as needed. Setting realistic and flexible goals with children is a critical aspect of their development and success. So, we can talk a little bit about, why this is important. Start with a conversation, engaging in a dialogue with children about their goals ensures that they feel heard and involved in the goal setting process. This inclusion helps them take ownership of their goals and increases their motivation to achieve them. And it matters because when children are part of the goal setting conversation or process, they are more likely to be committed to achieving these goals. And this collaborative approach makes them more invested in their personal growth as well. Make goals specific and clear. And this is important because specific and clear goals provide a concrete target for children to aim for. Ambitious goals can be confusing and demotivating. And it matters because clear goals help children understand exactly what is expected of them and how they can measure their progress. And this clarity reduces ambiguity and makes it easier for them to make or to take actionable steps. You want to ensure goals are achievable. And this is important because goals need to be realistic and attainable to prevent frustration and discouragement. Setting unattainable goals can lead to failure and loss of confidence. And this matters because achievable goals ensure that children experience success, which bolsters their self confidence and motivates them to continue working towards their goals. It builds a sense of accomplishment and reinforces positive behavior. Breaking down larger goals is important. Breaking down larger goals into smaller steps makes them more manageable and less overwhelming. And this incremental approach helps children stay focused and track their progress. And it matters because smaller, manageable goals create a series of achievable milestones, providing regular opportunities for success and keeping children motivated. It also helps them develop problem solving skills and persistence. You want to be flexible and adjust as needed. And this is important because flexibility allows for adjustments in goals as circumstances change. Children may encounter unforeseen difficulties or challenges, and being able to adapt helps them to stay on track without feeling discouraged or frustrated. And this matters because flexibility ensures that goals remain relevant and achievable despite changes or setbacks. And it teaches children, resilience and the ability to adapt to changing conditions, which are valuable life skills. Um, Incorporate their interests, and this is important because, goals aligned with the child's interest are more engaging and enjoyable for them. When children are passionate about their goals, they are more likely to be motivated and enthusiastic about them. And this matters because goals that connect with a child's interests fosters a sense of purpose and increase motivation. And this alignment helps them stay committed and makes the process more enjoyable. It's important to set short-term and long-term goals. And, balancing short-term and long-term goals helps children see immediate rewards while also working towards bigger achievements. And this balance keeps them motivated and focused. And this matters because short-term goals provide quick wins and it builds momentum, while long-term goals offer a vision for future success. And this combination helps maintain motivation and provides a sense of direction. Um, you want to celebrate progresses and achievements. And this is important because recognizing and celebrating progress reinforces positive behavior, and it also helps boost self confidence. And it creates a positive feedback loop that encourages continued effort. And, it matters because celebrating achievements, no matter how small, helps children feel valued and motivated. It also reinforces their belief in their abilities and encourages them to set and achieve future goals. um, Discuss challenges and solutions. And this is important because addressing challenges openly and finding solutions together helps children develop problem solving skills and, again, resilience. It shows them that setbacks are a normal part of the process. And it matters because discussing challenges helps children learn how to overcome obstacles and adapt their strategies. And this approach fosters a growth mindset and prepares them for future challenges. Encouraging self reflection. is important because regular self-reflection helps children address their progress and understand what is working or what needs improvement or adjustment. It promotes self-awareness and continuous improvement in themselves. And it matters because self-reflection enables children to recognize their strengths and areas for improvement. It encourages them to take responsibility for their goals and makes them more proactive in their personal development. And by focusing on these aspects of goal setting, you create a supportive environment that helps children set, pursue, and achieve goals in a way that is realistic, motivating, and adaptable to their needs. So, as we're going through, we'll talk a little bit about some tools and resources. So, there are a variety of tools and resources out there that can help with this. There's worksheets, that helps children articulate their goals clearly and break them down into actionable steps. They're often used the SMART criteria or SMART goals, and they're sheets and basically what SMART goals stands for is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound, which provides a structured approach to goal setting. And, structured worksheets guides children through the process of setting clear and achievable goals. It helps to reduce the ambiguity that can, sometimes be around goals or objectives that we set. And it helps them to focus on concrete steps in order to reach their goals. Um, there are different goal tracking apps. Apps like Habitica, I think is one, or Trello, and it allows children to track their progress digitally. And they offer visual reminders and progress indicators that help keep children engaged. And the importance of this is that, digital tools provide a modern, interactive way to track progress, which can be more engaging for tech savvy children. And, I'm not that tech savvy, but, you know, you know, children are nowadays, and it helps them maintain motivation through visual and interactive feedback. Visual aids, charts, calendars, and progress trackers provide visual representation of goals and milestones. And these tools can be hung on walls or, also used in digital formats. And it's important because visual aids make goals and progress tangible and visible, which helps children see their achievement and stay motivated as they're going along. They also aid in reinforcing and the connection between daily efforts and long-term achievements. Um, Journals, there are some um, kids and children out there who like to write, and personal journals or diaries allow children to reflect on their goals, some challenges that may arise, and also track their progress. Guided journals often include prompts to kind of facilitate reflection and planning for them. And the importance of this is, journals, they do encourage self reflection and help children track their thoughts and feelings about their goals. And this promotes a deeper understanding of their own progress and challenges. Reward systems. Reward systems such as sticker charts or token systems are designed to recognize and incentivize goal achievement with tangible rewards. And this is important because rewards provide positive reinforcement, which can increase motivation and create a sense of accomplishment. And this system helps children link their efforts with immediate gratifying outcomes. And there's also educational games and activities. Games and activities designed around goal setting can make the progress enjoyable and engaging for children. And these might include board games or online games. Uh, the importance of this is that, gamifying goal setting introduces fun elements into the process for children or teens, making it more appealing and less a feeling like a chore that they have to do. It also helps children learn goal setting skills in an interactive way and hopefully a memorable way for them. There's also books and guides on goal setting for children. This helps provide strategies, inspirations, and examples of effective goal setting. One of these books and guides is called My Simple Book of Goals. It's a goal setting journal for youth. um, the importance is about, reading about goal setting can offer children practical advice and of, how they can go about setting their own goals and hopefully inspire them to do so. Books designed for children often present these concepts in accessible and relatable, age appropriate ways. And there are a number of educational websites that offer resources on goal settings and provide interactive tools, articles, and tips specifically tailored for children. Online resources offer easy access to a variety of tools and information, providing children with additional strategies and support for setting and achieving goals. And, there's also the support from teachers and counselors. Educators and school counselors can offer professional guidance and support in setting and achieving goals. They can provide feedback and help children to stay on track. Teachers and counselors can often offer expert advice, encourage goal setting practices, and provide a structured environment for achieving goals, enhancing the support network for children. And, of course, parental involvement and support is important. Involving parents in the goal setting process um, ensures that children receive consistent support and guidance at home. Parents can help monitor progress and adjust goals as needed. Active parental involvement helps reinforce goals and provides a supportive environment at home. It also helps children understand the importance of their goal and the steps needed to achieve them. There's also different time management tools. Tools like planners, timers, and scheduling apps assist children and teens in organizing their tasks and managing their time effectively. And effective time management is critical for achieving goals. These tools help children and teens plan their activities, prioritize tasks, and stay organized, which is essential for staying on track with their goals. And it's also a way for them to be able to, kind of visually see, where they're falling within achieving their goals. And, there's different like workshops, there's different type of mind mapping tools, which kind of goes into, the digital tools that can be used as well. So, each of these tools and resources, they play a critical role in helping children set realistic goals by providing structure, support, and motivation. They cater to different learning styles and needs, ensuring that children and teens have the resources they need to succeed in their goal setting endeavors and, to help them be successful during the academic year, and beyond. So the next page is just some references that I had used in putting this presentation together for you guys. And, we've come to the end of the presentation or what I have for you this afternoon and, or this morning. If you have any questions, any feedback, I'd be happy to listen.
Well, thank you for sharing all of that information, whether it was a review for some or will be new information for others. It's definitely valuable as we get a new school year started. And some excellent reminders about the things that will support students and parents best as we kick off a new school year. So thank you for your time and the information.
Oh, well, thank you. And it was wonderful being here as always with you guys this morning.
Very good. Well, we'll end it there and look forward to seeing you again in the future.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.